Jess, and welcome back to another amazing tutorial. Today I am doing a vinyl split tumbler. Super easy because there are so many amazing vinyl patterns out there and so many glitter colors to choose from. So possibilities are endless with a design like this. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and hopefully it is helpful. For more videos like this, please come check out our Facebook group, Misfit Makers and Misfit Makers Besties. Enjoy, guys! Alright friends, today I'm using a 24-ounce plump from Steel Magnolia. Glitter is Nina from CCDIY, and my vinyls from Vinyl Fun for Everyone. I'm going to start by using a stack of medicine cups to lay my Sharpie on and draw a straight line all the way around the middle of my tumbler. Then I'm going to do the same on the back of a piece of vinyl. I'm just going to estimate, mark a line, giving myself a little bit of wiggle room. And this way I'm not wasting vinyl. I have another piece, the other half of the vinyl sheet, for another tumbler. This little tool I'm using is the best buy ever. It's a scrapbook vinyl cutter, and you can find it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any craft store. Then I'm going to wrap my piece of vinyl around my tumbler and then mark the back of my vinyl again. And yes, I know this is just a little tiny piece, but these pieces are great for like pins or keychains. So don't waste your vinyl and save it just in case. All right, next thing, we are going to mark a straight line up our cup like you just saw that I did. This is a great tip if you are struggling with laying your vinyl down straight, which I know my eyes must be a little crooked because without that line, my vinyl would be going on crooked, 100%. Okay, so I'm taking my vinyl and I'm just lining it up with the line that we drew on our tumbler. And here, you are going to want to rub. I always say, ladies, use those finger muscles. You are going to rub all of that air, all of those bubbles out from underneath your vinyl. So I'm just going side to side. We're getting all of that air out until the backing falls off. And if you laid your piece of vinyl on your tumbler straight, your vinyl should line up beautifully, just like it is here. Here you can see I am just rubbing my vinyl again all the way around to get all of that air out. All right, so here you see I cut my vinyl into strips and I am folding it underneath. At first I thought I was going to cover the bottom and I was going to edit this out, but we all make mistakes. So don't worry about doing that step. Just cut your vinyl off, and then I'm going to go in with my edging tool. You can find these on Amazon for like $14. And we are going to cut a straight line with our edging tool all the way around our cup. This is going to give us a nice straight line. All right, the next step is I like to tape off my vinyl so I don't get any Mod Podge, glitter, or paint on my vinyl. If you are a very, very careful crafter, you could skip this part, but for everybody else, just take the time to do this. Okay, after you have this taped off, we are going to go in with our shock paint by CCDIY, and this is Lilac. I absolutely love this color. I love all the shock paints and all of the pop of colors. You get really good coverage. So we're going to go in, we're only going to need one coat, and we are going to do the top of our tumbler, and we are going to do the bottom of our tumbler. All right, now you can see me. I am doing the butt of the tumbler, as I call it. And just be careful when you go around the rim, like you see here, because you can get it on your vinyl. Now, if you do get a little bit on your vinyl, you can just easily wipe it off. But just take your time, go slow, and just butt that paintbrush right up to that vinyl. All right, so our next step is we're going to go in with our Mod Podge now. This is my adhesive. This is how I'm going to apply my glitter. Now, when using the Mod Podge technique, I always recommend putting a lot of Mod Podge on your cup and then going around and making it all smooth. If you have too much Mod Podge on your cup, you can always wipe some off. But as you see here, you want to make sure that you have a nice, even, thin layer all the way around. If your Mod Podge is clumpy or you have thick lines, it will show through your glitter. So take your time while moving fast, because you know Mod Podge dries super fast, and get a nice even layer. And then after you apply your glitter, you are going to want to remove your painter's tape right away, and this should leave you a nice crisp straight line. If it doesn't and you're missing a little piece or your tape pulls up a little bit of glitter, that's okay. Just go in with a little paintbrush, a little bit of Mod Podge, and fix it right up. But you guys, look how gorgeous this color is. This is Nina from CCDIY, and it is just a gorgeous lavender color. All right, then you're going to go in with your dry brush. Always have one handy, and brush off all of that glitter off of your vinyl. This is very important because when we go to seal our glitter, we do not want a bunch of glitter on our vinyl. So after you do this, I'm going to take it outside and give it a nice coat of Rust-Oleum Clear Spray Sealer, and then I'm going to let that dry before I epoxy it. I always wait about 30 minutes before going in with epoxy. So here we are here. I mixed 40 ml of CCDIY Fast, and I'm applying a nice even coat. I always say you want to apply it like you're putting jelly on a piece of bread. Not too much of epoxy where it's like falling off your tumbler, but enough to cover it, if that makes sense. So a nice even coat. After you let this spin for a minute, we are going to go in with our torch and we are going to pop all of those bubbles. Okay, so if you're using CCDIY Fast, your tumbler will be dry to the touch in 2 hours. This stuff is amazing. So now it is time to decal. The decals I'm using are from BearTrendzdesigns. So here you see I am removing my tumbler grip, and we are going to clean up the rim of our cup. This is a very important step that some people, they do not do this after every step, but it is very important to get a nice smooth rim, okay? So here I am taking my X-Acto knife, going all the way around the rim, and then following up with my sandpaper and exposing just a little bit of silver all the way around the rim. This is also going to ensure that you get a nice seal when we epoxy it again. Then I am going to sand the entire cup, and I really don't have any glitter poking up, but if you were to use like a chunky glitter, or if you had a couple bumpy, rough spots, sand those babies down. Do not be afraid to leave sand marks on your cup, because I know I was in the very beginning, and looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, why was I so scared, okay? Don't be scared to leave sand marks. When you add the next coat of epoxy, they will go away, I promise you. Why was I? Okay, after all that sanding, I'm going to wipe it down with my tacket cloth found on Amazon. Now I'm going to go in with my vinyl striping. This is just basically a long rectangle shape that I made on my silhouette. And the measurements are 0.1 is the width by 11 inches, okay? I love adding vinyl striping to separate my vinyl and my glitter. I think it makes it pop, okay? You do not have to do this step, but I personally love it. So we're going to add one to the middle and one on the bottom. All right, so after you get your vinyl striping on, we are going to apply our decal. I did do an offset. The vinyl I'm using is from Vinyl Fun for Everyone, and if you do not know how to do an offset and silhouette, we can definitely do this in another tutorial. So here I am, I'm just using my transfer tape to pick up our decal, and then we are going to lay it on top of our offset, which is the silver. I personally love offsets as well. I just think it makes your decal pop and gives it that extra voila that it needs, okay? And I just freehand this, guys. You can definitely do the hinge method with the parchment paper and all that, but I just go for it. So you will notice in a second I did lose a little star. I had to go back and reprint that. No big deal. But if you're watching this video and you're like, oh my gosh, you missed a star, don't worry, I caught it, guys. All right, so just rub, and then slowly peel up your transfer tape, and you should be good to go. And look how cute this turned out. Absolutely perfect for this cup. All right, so the next step is I am going to go in with my quick coat, and I am going to do a nice even coat all the way around my tumbler. I always use quick coat on not all my vinyl, but anytime I'm using holographic vinyl, glittered vinyl, textured vinyl, any kind of specialty vinyl, I always use my quick coat because a lot of epoxies like to repel those types of vinyl, and just save yourself a step, guys, because there's nothing worse than you think you're putting on your final coat, but your epoxy repelled, and you have to sand, and do another coat, okay? That is the worst. So invest in this quick coat. I promise you, you will love it. All right, so here we are. We are mixing another 40 ml, and I'm just showing you quickly. I always like to start with adding part B in my cup and then dumping part A on top. A lot of people ask me how long you mix epoxy for. Honestly, there's no like, oh, you have to mix epoxy for 4 minutes. I just say you have to mix until it's not cloudy anymore and you don't see any little squiggly lines in your epoxy. So make sure you're taking the time, you're scraping the sides, you're scraping the bottom, and if you can see through it and it's clear and it's not cloudy anymore, then you're good to go. You're scraping the All right, we're going to go in with our final coat. Again, nice even coat all the way around your tumbler. Let it spin for about a minute and then go in with your torch and pop all of those bubbles. All right, guys, and voila. I am in absolute awe of this tumbler. I love the vinyl, the glitter, the decal, everything just together. It fits, and I love it. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and to find more tutorials like this, please come check out our YouTube and subscribe. Also, our Misfit Makers Facebook page and our mentorship group, Misfit Makers Besties. and we hope to see you soon. Again, guys, hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys later.